Hello, welcome to Get Your Mind On. I'm Lori Stohs. Have you thought about what your inner strength is? When we think about the strength that we have around us and the strength that we think about maybe in our bodies, there's some strength that goes with our minds. And what is that strength, and where does that strength come from? That's that strength that can get you through those difficult times, that strength that is with you when you can continue to overcome challenges that come your way. Do you keep fighting for them? Do you keep rising above it, or do you feel like you can't accomplish it? There's really three different types of strengths when you think about those strengths. One is the physical strength, two is an intellectual, and three would be a ethical strength, maybe a moral strength. And then four would be really about the resources and talents that you can tap into to continue helping all those strengths fit together. So we think about physical strength, you think about what is physical strength. We think about, you just can't start when you go to the gym for the first time and pick up the heaviest, 30-pound weight maybe to do your biceps. Physical strength, though, does help us build that stamina. There's a connection between that physical part of you and that mental piece of you that are connected. So when we do have that physical strength in us, which means our bodies are strong, it helps our mind be connected even more. So our inner strength is connected because sometimes we're mentally connecting that physical piece together. And so when you think about lifting weights and you think about being able to see that, you can actually see that. But the mental strength is a little bit more difficult to see. But the two are connected, because when we get tired and when we have challenges and when we're forced to rise above something, if our body's tired and weak and depressed, guess what? We can't accomplish those things. We can't feel like we have the inner strength to get through them. So there is a connectivity there. Next, there's another strength that's really more of that intellectual strength, which is really about the power of information for you. How can you maybe work through situations from an intellectual perspective and really think about how can I mentally overcome a challenge because I know something. I feel confident in the wisdom or the intellect around content. Now that may not connect to the emotional part, that sometimes when we're going through our challenges and we're looking for inner strength, there's this inner piece of us that's emotional connection that we have to find, but at least it helps us maybe sort through the understanding of the why. Then there's that connection around that moral and ethical piece that might be part of your strength as well. Sometimes when we're dealing with something that we're working to overcome and we're tapping into that inner strength, we have to say, how am I connecting to this morally or ethically? Am I alignment with what's going on? Because sometimes I'm not. Sometimes the reason I'm feeling the way I am, or I'm having a struggle overcoming something, might be because of that connection ethically or morally, that I really have a belief that I feel good about this or not good, and therefore I can't work through it as easy. But if we're not in tune to that, we might be missing that little piece of why am I struggling with this, and why can't I gain that inner strength to overcome it. And finally, our talents. So tapping into our resources. What do we have in our inner strength? Who are we? And what can we tap into to really expand through overcoming that challenge? Now, everybody approaches it differently. We all have something we're made of special and unique. And so those of you who know your strength, think about, what is the talent that I have that can help me overcome that? For some of us, it might be discipline, that we're very structured, and that when we're working to overcome a problem or a challenge, that we put some habits in place every day to help us do that. For others of us, it might just be we know what our outcome is, like futuristic. We want to think about, what is it going to look like in the next year? If I do all of these things, here's what the outcome will be, so I can focus on that. Some of us is about relationships, where we really have to think about the relationships of myself and my relationships with others. And if I'm not in this great place, I either let maybe people take advantage of me. I don't even recognize it sometimes, that if people are taking advantage of you because of your maybe connection to a relationship, that might minimize your own inner strength. So those things are all important as we think about, how do we build our inner strength every day. For positive charge this week, I want you to think about your inner strength. One, when you define your inner strength, how do you feel about your inner strength? Is it more of that moral strength, that physical strength, or that maybe intellectual strength that helps you overcome those challenges? When we think about inner strength, building inner strength really helps us grow and expand. Again, when we're at the gym and we're lifting weights, we can easily see our body tone up, or our leanness occur, and it's easier to see. When we're dealing with that mental strength or that inner strength, it's really hard to know, how am I getting better at that? So you just have to work at it every day. As you're overcoming those challenges in your day, think about the strength that you can overcome. And maybe the next time you have a challenge, it just gets easier because you're calmer, you're relaxed, and you approach it differently. Thanks for joining us today, and remember to get your mind on.